everyone, and welcome to this Video Sans Frontier video. My name is Jay Wakefield, and today we're going to be taking a look at a silver Dell. Silver Dell is pretty soon going to be Christmas time in the city. But because I'm taking a look at one of these silver Dells from the mid-2000s, I've got Billy Coore on with me. Because he had one once and it was awesome. I know because I bought one last year.
Yep, the Dell Inspiron 6000. Haven't used mine in a while, but it is a really good laptop that got me through a lot of good times back in the day.
Aye. Well, we're here with this one, which is obviously just crashed. It's like there's something on the computer's trying to display a message. Return to your Windows desktop. The program will display in its own window below if it still needs attention. So, as you can see, this machine is basically doing a comedy act where it pretends like it's a lot slower than it actually is. And there's a good reason for that. You see, it's running Windows 7 Professional. It's got Aero. It's got a Core 2 Duo processor, but it's only got a couple of gigs of RAM, and it's an early Core 2 Duo processor. So I've decided that I'm going to go ahead and install Windows XP instead, because I just feel that XP will be a better system for this PC. And anyway, I've got Windows 7 running on the Inspiron 1525. And I'm glad I'm doing this because I'm actually glad I'm doing this because it was really very, very slow and sluggish when I was trying to go to Dell's website and get the drivers. So let's get started. No time like the present. Oh, hang on a minute. I've just made a mistake. I don't want to restart just yet. No, don't you dare. Don't you even think about it. Not gonna happen. Good. Right. Absolutely no use me making a set of drivers if the system isn't gonna work. And I think this is probably going to be this flash disk's last outing. I'll copy the drivers to it, but I will also copy them across to the network. Oh, and I'd like to also mention, I did get the comment once again, do I need glasses? Now, I understand there's going to be a lot of you guys joining in, you know, having only just discovered my channel. So you probably won't know that actually I'm visually impaired. So yes, you do have that one correct. Yes, I do look very closely at computer screens. Unfortunately, glasses do not help. And, you know, just in case you are wondering, yes, I was at the optician's, optometrist earlier this year. I was also at the low vision aid clinic. You know, had all of the eye tests done, what have you, and you know, just like I do every few years, what have you, but glasses just don't help. Really sorry about that, guys, but they just don't, and never really have. So I mean, for looking at the computer screen, you know, on things like Windows 7, you know, where I have access to it, I will use a magnifier. Except I don't seem to be doing so on here because it will just slow the machine right the way down to a crawl. And it'll feel very comatose. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to let this copy and I will come back once it has done so. So while I'm doing this, I mean, Billy's just Billy's really quite tired now, so he'll probably end up planting his face in this, which will be quite funny. But he's just got out his ThinkPad R61i, very J-approved system. And what is it you're away to do with it, Billy?
Install Windows XP on it.
Aye, and then that way you're planning to run Windows 7 on the Dell Inspiron 1525.
Very good laptops.
Okay, whereas I've decided that this is going to be a dual-core XP machine.
Well, that's the thing, 461's about to come.
I mean, how long have you been talking about the dream Windows XP machine with an Intel Core 2 Duo?
Well, now I got a desktop with a running Windows XP with 2 quad in it. So I've gone beyond that now.
Yeah, whereas I didn't, and instead I do have a Windows XP desktop with a dual core processor in it. Never mind the fact that it's dueling it out with Windows 7. But this laptop is going to become a dual-core Windows XP laptop at the same time as Billy's R61 does. I love Aberdeen University. They gave me my first ever ThinkPad. Direct entry second year students as well as first year students entering to the university in 2008 got a machine. I did not believe I was eligible, so never went to collect it. Until my supervisor emailed me going, Jay, you do know I've got a ThinkPad for you. You do know I've got a computer for you here, right? I'm like, really? I remember going to collect it, actually. It was a very, very, very rainy October Friday afternoon, and I was scared that I was going to get it wet. And I immediately brought it home, and then my flatmate used it to play an episode of Family Guy on it. It was actually the one. It was actually the one where we were introduced to Peter Griffin's obsession with the surfing bird record. Right, these files have finally copied to the faulty flash drive. Said no competent computer professional ever. So, now we are actually going to reboot. So just in case anyone wanted to know, I mean, I didn't actually realise this. Billy and I have been chatting now for 4 years, and he didn't know why I didn't wear glasses. See, the eyesight condition that I have is actually a condition called nystagmus. It's kind of like, you know, where the two lenses in your eye kind of go independently of each other instead of going together. I mean, I wasn't aware there was two of them, but okay, apparently there is, or something. And yes, and, you know, looking at me, and, you know, I know that if you were actually to look at me in the face, you know, my eyes kind of look like, you know, something possessed or something, I can imagine. I also have short-sightedness, myopia. Myopia. It's just basically a fancy name for being short-sighted. Which, according to a 90s football rhyme, qualifies me to play for Manchester United. Or to be a referee. I guess. But yeah, I mean, I have myopia, and I also have tunnel vision, so I can't actually see anything that's to the side. So now, you know, as I'm facing here, if I pan the camera to the right, You guys can see the my television, which is hooked up to the media center. Looking straight on at this Dell, I can only kind of just I would not be able to tell you that that was a TV there. But yeah, I mean that's so that is a wee bit about my eyesight and the struggles and what have you. Unfortunately, I don't see well enough to be able to drive, which I always figured that I always knew that that would be a possibility, but it didn't stop it from hurting really, really badly when at the beginning of 2005 I actually had it confirmed to me by an optician that no, I was not going to drive. That instead I would spend the rest of my life waiting on buses. So how's your ThinkPad going, Billy?
It's pretty good. It's just copying the files. It hadn't gotten to the GUI part yet.
Copying files. So you're backing stuff up?
No, it's please wait while setup copies files.
Alright, okay. So the faulty flash disk has made itself known to Windows XP setup. Thanks, lads. And there's 500,000 partitions here. So the Media Direct partition is FAT32, and then of course, obviously, Windows 7 does have, obviously a couple of partitions of its own. So let's get rid of those. Now I don't know about this partition, this FAT partition. I wonder if it's a boot partition for the Media Direct. So I'm just going to leave that alone. And instead, what I will do is use most of the hard disk. I believe this is a 160 gig hard disk. I'm going to use the rest of the space to format a regular, straightforward NTFS partition on which Windows XP can be installed. So now we're checking Drive C for errors.
I'm at the GUI part now, where it says an exciting new look.
That is an exciting new look, and you got there before even I did.
Well, I'm installing from a flash drive.
Ah. So now we're actually starting to see the merits of using solid state media over using optical media. This is copying files. It's going to go into the GUI part at some point. That will give me enough time to make myself
Cup of tea.
Yep. We got there. And if you hear a kerclunk, that's Billy's head planting itself in the keyboard slash palm rest of his R61. Right, now I'm on the GUI portion of setup. I've just set the system locale. And now to type my name. Now to set the time. November the 25th. Yeah, and I'm aware it's getting late, but and I'm cutting it a bit fine for today's video. I'd also like to apologise for the delays in my video content, by the way, because once again I've just not been feeling that great. It's but still, I want to try and get back into having videos at a scheduled time because, that's when you guys kind of expect them. Wednesday morning and Saturday morning. Although there's, I'm going to try and have a few more videos up for VSF Christmas. I've been thinking about some of the stuff that I'm going to do, and I'm actually quite excited for VSF Christmas. There we are, we're copying files. Get support for the latest hardware and software. Well, that's a lie. That's a lie right there. I want to. What happens if I want to run Office 2016 on Windows XP? Even Billy doesn't know.
Somehow.
See, we just you can't do it. You lying toads, Microsoft. You really are. Okay, so now I'm actually ready to start using Windows XP. To improve the appearance of visual elements, Windows will automatically adjust your screen resolution. Good.
You still beat me though, but that's because the XP I'm installing has the unofficial Service Pack 4 slipstream, so it's taking a little bit longer.
Okay, right, okay. So now I'm just at the out-of-the-box experience, and I will need to install all the drivers. Now I can't remember, does XP Service Pack 4 actually slipstream your Service Pack 2?
Yeah, it has all the service packs.
Okay, well that's not a problem. What I will do then is I will install the Ethernet drivers, log onto the network, grab the service pack, and install it. But first, actually no, I'm going to install all the drivers if I can. Because why not? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and install these drivers, and I will be back once I've done so. So, sitrep. I do have a lot of the basic drivers installed, you know, chipset, audio, video, that sort of stuff, and a large black mouse pointer, which is always handy. But there's a lot of drivers that just will not install. Including something like a PCI device, network controller, base system device, 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 base system device. But I can soon get that all installed. What I've decided to do is, well, I mean, the half of the software will not install unless at least Windows XP Service Pack 2 is installed. What I'm going to do is install the unofficial Service Pack 4, which will give me enough time to get another cup of tea on the go. So now we're just on with the unofficial Service Pack 4 installation. So yes, this will take quite some time. Okay, so now the unofficial Service Pack 4 has been installed. You can tell because it no longer says which version of Windows XP is running. And hopefully I should be able to actually get the rest of the drivers installed and the machine up and running. Okay, well, I'm sure my phone has thanked me no end for just kind of leaving it on pause in the camera mode. But pretty much everything is installed now. I actually did have to go to Dell's website and get a driver for the Broadcom Ethernet card, so that is all up and running now. So now I'm just installing all the extraneous bits of software. The Dell Support Center, Media Direct, and basically anything else it needs. And then I'll install Microsoft Office as well, and well, I think I'm going to go for Office 2007 on here. Ah yes, the Dell Support Center. For some reason I need Cyberlight Power Cinema 4.7. Where on earth does it expect me to get that for? Well, that's that sorted out. Why would I want to disable updates? Not that there's going to be many updates to this piece of software right now, I can imagine. I really don't see Dell supporting 8 and 9-year-old machines with current updates. I just don't see that happening. But there you have it. I mean, that's basic Windows XP install. Now, to make it usable, I will need some utilities. And to get those utilities, I think what I will do is I will go to 99.com. Now, Billy has been trying out another utility called Patch My PC that will get you updates, but I've not had as pleasant experience with that as I have with 99, I have to be honest. Let's go for Foxit Reader on here. Bit of the old Avera. There you have it. We've got some 99 utilities to run. And then basically what that will do is just automate the installation process of a few of the more commonly used applications. So I think what I will do is I will come back, once I've installed these utilities and I've installed Office 2007. Well, it has taken such a long time. It's 7:30 now. But this machine is about fully installed. So we have Mozilla Firefox on here. A couple of things that I still need to actually look into. Putting a DVD decoder on it. Getting the Media Direct interface actually installed. Within Windows, that is. And definitely getting Zoom text on here. But certainly it's pretty much mostly installed. Now, one thing I have noticed is that certainly since getting the unofficial Service Pack 4 update installed and what have you, it has kind of slowed down a wee bit. But Mozilla Firefox is there. The latest version still seems to work under Windows XP. And Word 2007 is starting up now. Again, that's taken a while. I think this will all speed up as, as a machine, as the Windows installation is broken in and things like Avera, have updated. But there you have it. This was a configuration that, apart from Avera, this was quite often a configuration I used. Certainly back in my university days, Windows XP with Office 2007. See, the thing was, Office 2007 really did not... The thing is, I mean, Windows Vista really did not run kindly with pretty much any of my hardware. I never did try it on the R61 ThinkPad, but I did have it installed on... I did try Vista on my Ergo Ensys. Didn't really work at all. And even on my MacBook, you know, I had a white MacBook late 2007, and it was very, very slow with Vista. So, you know, when I boot camped it, I mean, I wasn't running Vista as my primary OS. I mean, well, I must admit I did do that with Windows 7. I did run it, you know, I did, well, kind of. I mean, I did run Windows 7 quite a lot on there for a wee bit. But, certainly with, you know, as far as Windows XP was concerned, you know, when Office 2007 was out, Windows XP was the better operating system to run on a laptop. I did have Vista on my main machine back in the day, sometimes. Although sometimes I'd just kind of put XP on it. You know, shifted between the two a bit. But I mean, having a look at Office 2007 today, you know, it's just, well, and this is where the ribbon interface started. I mean, how I feel about the ribbon today, well, I still think that it can be confusing to new users. I mean, you know, with me teaching IT, it's certainly, you know, I find trying to help my students navigate their way around the ribbon to be one of the more challenging tasks of my job, actually. You know, whereas the rest of Windows, you know, they'll mostly be able to kind of work their way through it. But anything with the ribbon interface and the tabs and what have you, it's, yeah. And especially when, I mean, I understand what Microsoft are trying to do. You know, they're trying to have the most relevant options to you, you know, available to you very quickly at the right time. But when an interface keeps changing, you know, and things aren't where you would have expected them to be, you kind of have to ask the question, at what point is it actually easier to use? But that said, I mean, the newer versions of Office, certainly Outlook has improved no end since Office 2003. You have categories now, for example. You know, and all sorts of other options and ways of being able to manage appointments and tasks and everything. So I mean, I do, I do like the newer versions of Outlook and how they've evolved over the years. You know, I think that is quite brilliant. And to be honest, that's one of the reasons why, you know, in the end I upgraded from Office 2003 to Office 2007. Another thing that I really liked about it was the, you know, the being able to create a new blog post. I mean, I just thought that was absolutely brilliant. You've got your, you know, title there, and then type whatever you want in there, and then, you know, just upload it to your blog. It's brilliant. I mean, okay, we have Windows Live Writer that can do that, or we did have, but I like being able to do it from within Word, because I mean, Microsoft Word is something that you know, I'm used to. In fact, I did actually write the Jay Wakefield's World blog quite often with Word 2007. Anyway, enough of that. I think I'm going to conclude this video here now. I'm probably going to, do some more work on this machine, in the background. But I do have other pet projects to be getting on with as well. So, with that said, I hope you have all enjoyed this video. I'd like to thank Billy Coore for taking part in the first part of this video. And I'd like to thank you all for watching. If you like what you see, please feel free to subscribe, to follow me on Twitter, and to like Videos on Frontier on Facebook. The URLs will, of course, follow. Thank you very much for watching. And please join me for my next video. Cutie bye.